So, overview. Last summer, Unitech, a pen plotting company that I like, you can look them up online. They make all kinds of pen plotters. And just for a quick reference, a pen plotter is a CNC-like machine that uses pens to draw all over the surface. You use any kind of papers that you like, nice papers, like museum quality papers, nice inks and really good ink pens. And you get a quite a bit different look than you would from printing. So everybody always asks, why do you want to do pen plotting? That's why. It's a completely different look than just printing or any other method. So beyond that, I decided to order one of their Tech 3s, and that's what you see here. Now this came shipped, it came freight and shipped in a crate. So if you like getting Indiana Jones like packages at your doorstep, this would be something to order. So this one is actually, we'll do a plot of 23.4 by 33.1, and it's A1 size. They make the A3 size, A2 size, A3, A0. Those are kind of the standard ones. And then I think if you want, you could ask them, they can make different sizes of this too if you want something completely large. Now I want to say, like, just getting it out of the crate, you might want to have another person as well, because it's not super heavy. It is heavy, but it's not super heavy that you couldn't pick it up, but it's a little awkward. So it's better having two people handle it. And also, if you're going to get a plotter this size, think about the furniture that you might put this on, because I think this is a 30 by 30 IKEA table, I think. And it kind of fits on it, but you really need like a 32-inch table by a 40-inch table, which is an odd size. But I think this is kind of working right now. So there's that. So let's talk about what came with this plotter, okay? So here we go. Of course, it came with a power supply, and then it came with a couple of different well, let's do these. It came with a USB cable, of course, and it came with a couple of different, it came with a pin registration. So what you do is you lower the pin onto this little 3mm piece of acrylic, and that's your distance that the pin will go down before it hits the paper. So that's a little handy thing. Now I make them out of, I have a laser cutter, so I just make my little alien heads and use that as my pen thing. But anyway, it's any 3mm piece of acrylic, or you could 3D print them as well. And then it came with a bunch of magnets. So the magnets are really handy because what you do is you put your paper down and you use these little magnets with a steel base to hold down your paper. So, and the last thing I was going to talk about here was that it comes with, the one it came with at first was the pen holder, this red one here. It's actually round, and it will do really fat pens. So if you have a fat marker, it'll take those in. I like this one better. It's the black one here. And this black one has like a V cutout in the back of it so that it holds the pen straight and vertical. So I do lots of multicolor, multi-level layer kind of pieces, and when you put the pin in, you want the tip of the pin to be kind of in the same spot every time so they register together. So this pin holder, the black one, actually holds it in a nice registration point of view. So there's that. So back to the A1 size. So I like the A1 size because, let me get this stuff away, because I tend to use this size paper. This paper is 22 by 30, and it's what's known in the print world or printmaking world as a half sheet. And this is kind of standard in most art supply stores. You can get bigger paper in rolls, you can cut it yourself, you can get whatever, you can have anything made. But one of the standard formats for paper is the 22 by 30, at least in the US. And so this is what fits on this plotter quite nicely. And this is about the size that I do most of the time. So sometimes I'll do like a half a sheet or whatnot and do two of them at the same time. So that's convenient. But if I needed to do something slightly longer, I could go up to 33 inches and a little bit farther that way as well. So there's that. So one thing that this one did not come with is on the A3 model they show on their website, on Unitech's website, they show that there's paper sizes and all the grids and stuff down here for alignment. That comes on the A3 model as far as I know, but it doesn't come on the bigger ones. Maybe they're doing it in the future, I don't know. But it doesn't bother me because I don't like to actually plot on this surface. This surface is metal, and when the pen tip hits it, it's very rigid to hit that. And so when you're drawing and poking the pin up and down a lot, it really gets to the pin a little bit, in my opinion. And so what I do is, on all my plotters, I use a cutting mat. And this is a A1 sized cutting mat. And you would think that this would fit an A1 plotter, but it does not, because they put about a 2-inch border on either side of this cutting mat. And so I just use the laser cutter to cut this side off square. And then what I do is I put this in here, and these lines will not line up to anything. So I'm not trying to line it up to these things, right? What I do is I have a grid in the computer that is a calibration grid that I run a pin through, and I draw on this mat, lock this down, draw on the mat, and then those are my grid lines that I line my paper up to when I put it down. Now I have these magnets that came with are not quite strong enough to hold the paper down, but I have stronger magnets that hold the paper down as well. So that's what comes in the box, and that's how I've been using it. So let's go over this print head just a little bit more.